Well, actually, we're going to start this half hour with your international headlines.
A new lawsuit accuses Iran, Syria, and North Korea of providing support for Hamas's October 7th attack on Israel. The Anti-Defamation League filed it on behalf of more than 100 U.S. victims and their families. The lawsuit seeks at least $4 billion in damages. Those countries rarely abide by court rulings against them in the U.S. The plaintiffs could seek compensation from a fund created by the U.S. Congress. It allows American victims of terrorism to receive payouts. Well, meantime, dozens of Democrats have written a letter to the Biden administration asking for the U.S. to admit more Palestinian refugees. Since the beginning of the war in Gaza, the United Nations says nearly 2 million people living in that region have been displaced. WFXR's Vinay Simlat details the conditions in Gaza and the possible assistance from lawmakers.
By UN estimates, Rafah, the southernmost part of Gaza, has seen 1 million people displaced since May.
Once again, desperately seeking shelter and safety.
At a United Nations Security Council meeting on Tuesday, the region's humanitarian reconstruction coordinator explained fighting in that region has led to food insecurity, collapsed schools, and water shortages.
As a Palestinian civilian in Gaza, can I be sure that the type of aid I need and the scope of goods I need for my human dignity? No, this falls far short.
Because of the conditions in Gaza, congressional Democrats wrote a letter to the Biden administration asking them to give Palestinians special refugee status.
We're talking about children and infants and grandparents who are living in horrific conditions, whose family members are U.S. citizens.
Texas Representative Greg Casar led the push to send the letter in the House. Nearly 70 Democrats signed the letter. It asks the administration to give Palestinian refugees a new pathway to the U.S. It was last used in Afghanistan for people who helped the U.S.
I don't think legally it's the right way forward.
Congressman Michael McCaul, a Republican from Texas, doesn't think the designation applies to people in Palestine.
It's not like they worked with the United States as a partner.
The White House has not said whether it's considering the move. Meantime, American lawmakers and the UN have said the best way to help people in Gaza is to stop the fighting. In Washington, I'm Vinay Simlat.